Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey everybody, we are reading from February 14th in the book A Day at a Time. Today I will take the time to list the positive aspects of my new life and the blessings that accompany the miracles of my recovery. I will be grateful for the seemingly simple ability to eat normally, to fall asleep with a feeling of contentment, to awaken with a gladness to be alive. I will be grateful for the ability to face life on life's terms with peace of mind, self-respect, and full possession of all my faculties. On a daily basis, do I count my blessings? Do I seek through prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact with my higher power as I define and understand it? Today I pray, on this day of love giving. Oh, it's the excerpt for February 14th. Valentine's Day. May I count all the good things in my life and give thanks for them. May I take no blessing for granted, including the beating of my own heart and the fresh feel of new air as I breathe. Today I will remember to count and consider my blessings. Okay, so it's funny when I was like glancing through this before I read it to you guys, I was like, I don't want to read this one. I hate being grateful. It's not something I do naturally. It's not that I hate being grateful. I just don't is work for me. I have to overcome this natural disposition to just see what's going wrong all the time. And it feels like work to be grateful for something. And it also sometimes just feels silly or trite. And it's just not. Forgetting the phrase now, but something like gratitude and it's not fear, but something like gratitude and fear cannot coexist at the same time in your heart. And there's something to that. I don't think it's fear. So reach out to me. Let me know what it is. That you hear in program all the time, an attitude of gratitude, because there's something that there's like a spiritual muscle that is gratitude, and mine is significantly atrophied. And for a long time, I would text my sponsor at the end of the day 5 things I was grateful for. And then earlier in program, I used to try to keep a gratitude journal. And I remember in one of like the darkest years while I was in program, just chucking this stupid book at the wall because I just felt like I had nothing to be grateful for. And I bet a lot of you are feeling that way. And it won't last forever. It won't. Like they say, this too shall pass. But I can tell you that even on that night where I chucked my gratitude journal and didn't return to it for years, while still in program, emotionally unsober, emotionally a mess, although abstinent, like I've talked about, I felt like a dry drunk. It is a spiritual muscle that we have to exercise if it's going to grow. And it is something that will keep us sane. Because I have a tendency to only see what's going wrong. And I don't know if that's my disease, if that's just my temperament, if that's just something that I got used to along the way, or if it's, it's actually like a superpower because then I can identify things, but it's in like overdrive. And so then, the world just seems very scary, or people just think I'm very negative. That's something for God to know. He'll tell me one day, perhaps. But I do know that this very tiny muscle of mine is something that I can grow, that it can become bigger. And the more I do it, the easier it does become. And the reason for it is that, like I was saying, I have this tendency to just see what's going wrong or to dwell on what's hard. And the thing about that is it's just not an accurate representation of reality. And we talked about, I think it was yesterday, that like mental wellness is when your mind is in congruence with reality. And so I become more unwell when I'm only dwelling and focusing on what's going wrong and what's hard and what's negative. Because if you did, zoom the lens out, I would have to be forced to say, I have a job. I have these kids. I have a house over my head. I'm able to put food on the table. I'm still abstinent today. And there's all these other things I would be like, but this and this and this and this, and this is so hard that all that other stuff, it almost doesn't even matter. And quite frankly, that is my disease voice. That is not true. And when I go to that place, I start to spiral and become mentally unwell. So that is why gratitude is important. So if you can, right now, or as soon as this ends, can you think of 3 things that you are grateful for that are actually true, and 3 things that are hard for you, perhaps, to acknowledge? There's a day where I just had to tell my sponsor, like, I'm grateful for the pretty color of that autumn tree. And that was actually really good, because then all of a sudden I paused and marveled at its beauty for a minute. When initially I was just like, I don't know what I'm grateful for. And then I was like, ooh, that's pretty. And then all of a sudden I was more serene. So that's your challenge for today. And then reach out to me and let me know what came up. And maybe if something, released a little bit or got a little bit easier, or just post it in the Facebook group to help motivate other people to do the same. All right. I love you all. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.